Goeiedag, good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. Well, you know something's PHAKAMANIED when you talk about Eskom, don't you? Totally PHAKAMANIED. The emphasis on the second part, moneyed. You know that Eskom spent nearly 50 billion rand on diesel in the past 10 years just to keep the home fires burning, just to keep the lights on. Between 2009 and 2019, cash-strapped Eskom paid 48 suppliers 47.4 billion rand for diesel that was burnt to keep the lights on. In response to a Public Access to Information Act request, Eskom provided the paper with its diesel expenditure for the past 10 years, as well as the names of the suppliers it used. Eskom would not provide the total paid to each separate supplier. Isn't that interesting? Now, that's incomplete information, but why are we surprised? It's PHAKAMANIED. They cited confidentiality reasons contained in agreements. What is so interesting is the next part. In the process of vetting these suppliers, and has so far found Eskom procured diesel from a copy and printing shop in Johannesburg. Can you believe that? As well as some of the largest fuel and oil companies in the world. A copy and printing shop. What the hell has that got to do with diesel? The Sunday Times previously revealed that a former beautician and dentist are among the suppliers of diesel to Eskom. You know something smells. You know what it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck and it looks like a duck. It's a duck. Well, this is a con. The data shows the highest level of expenditure on diesel occurred between March 2013 and March 2016, a total of 33.4 billion rand, accounting for more than half of the diesel spend for the entire 10-year period in just a 3-year time frame. In March, Eskom said it would set aside 50 billion rand to maintain its aging fleet of coal-fired power stations over the next 5 years. In 2014, Eskom spent 30 billion rand on maintenance, more than the 3 previous years combined, which it said in its integrated results was part of key maintenance strategies in the same financial year. Eskom recorded its highest expenditure on diesel, 12 billion rand. Now let's remember that the contractors have walked out of Eskom because they have not been paid. And here they're claiming they spent 30 billion rand on maintenance. 2014 was also a national election year. The maintenance budget was slashed drastically, Eskom revealed recently. In the 2018-2019 financial year, Eskom spent 4.6 billion rand on diesel, again in the run-up to a national election as the budget cuts on maintenance came back to haunt the power utility. Dentons was tasked to examine the reason for rising costs of generation, and in a report dated July 2, 2015, explained the reason for Eskom's high diesel usage. Diesel costs incurred by Eskom have increased significantly over the past few years due to the higher than expected levels of operation of the open-cycle gas turbines. The gas turbines being the plants with the highest variable cost of operations, operated only when no more generation is available from other plants, as mitigation against load shedding, the report reads. So what they're doing is their traditional coal-powered plants no longer work. So they're using these backup plants which use diesel to generate electricity at election times. Cool. Smart Alex. The report lists 3 reasons for the increase in use of OCGD plants, which are meant to operate in an emergency contingency capacity. 1. The new build program, Medupi and Kusile, is significantly behind schedule, which means the reserve margin is at critical levels. If these projects were on time, it is expected they would have reduced the operation of the OCGD significantly. Now, let's remember that there's that wife of one of the senior ANC people who is involved with the turbines that have been bought in at billions of rand to run these two power stations. Yeah, she's a director in the company. This is so corrupt. It smells like a fish. Look, if it looks like a fish and it smells like a fish and it swims like a fish, it's a friggin' fish. And this is a friggin' con. Number 2. The performance of Eskom's existing fleet of coal-fired generation has deteriorated. Over the last number of years, the existing coal fleet has failed to perform some of the duties which OCGD plants are currently being used. So they've been used as a stand-in, and a very, very expensive one compared to coal-powered. The OCGT, this is number 3, the OCGT plants are also being operated to create the necessary room for coal plant maintenance. Medupi and Kusile, Eskom's new coal-fired stations, are running far behind schedule and way over budget. Costs for both stations have risen to 300 billion rand. And guess who's cleaning up? The ANC. I'm not talking about the party, I'm talking about well-connected people in the ANC who've got their snout so deep in the trough, I'm surprised they're still breathing. Chris Yelland, managing director of EE Publishers, told the paper that the costs of diesel would have been reduced to zero had Medupi and Kusile been fully operational on deadline. Medupi and Kusile were scheduled to be fully operational in 2015, but units were meant to come online as early as 2012, which would have reduced the need to burn diesel. Last month, Eskom CEO PHAKAMANIED told the media it would cost an estimated 18 billion rand to finish the power stations. Talk about being sucked dry. Unbelievable. Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed and ring the bell so that you get the updates. And have a great day.